Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News and welcome to the post-match live analysis where we analyze Barcelona matches as soon as they end. Today we are analyzing the disastrous match or disastrous performance of Barcelona where they lost 4-1 at the hands of Sevilla at the Sanchez Pizjuan, and with that dropping 3 points and with that losing the leadership in La Liga table because now Barcelona dropped to second place, 2 points behind Real Madrid, who won their respective match against Villarreal with some help from the referees, but nonetheless, they did win. Now, as always, I would like to start with the lineup, then we'll talk about the team in general and then the players, but this is the lineup that Hansi Flick chose today to face off against Sevilla. We have on goal Wojciech Szczesny replacing the injured Joan Garcia, right back Jules Koundé, left back Gerard Martin, starting ahead of Balde. Probably Balde is not still 100% to play full 90 minutes. I'm guessing this is why they had Gerard Martin on the left instead. We had Pau Cubarsí and Ronald Araujo as the center back pairing. Now, this of course raises a lot of questions because, you know, was Araujo chosen as a strategic option because maybe Flick saw that we would need that physical profile in the center back positions, or is it that Flick still doesn't know who's his two starting center backs? Because we've seen all kinds of pairings, right? We've seen Cubarsí Araujo, Cubarsí Eric Christensen. We've seen so many different pairs, and I don't know if Flick still doesn't know who his starting center backs are, or if today was just from a strategic point. Now, in the midfield, we have Frenkie de Jong and Pedri in a double pivot. Up front, we have Rashford on the right. He started on the right, ended up playing on the left. Ferran Torres on the left. Dani Olmo as our attacking midfield. And Robert Lewandowski as our center forward. Now, as far as the team as a whole, absolute disastrous performance by Barcelona. This was an absolutely embarrassing, shameful performance by these players who honestly don't deserve to wear the Barcelona kit. These players do not deserve to wear these colors. These players do not deserve to have that crest on their chest because all of a sudden they think they are too good to run. They are too good to try. They are too good to run. They think they are that good where they don't even have to try, and that somehow, because they wear the Barcelona colors, because they wear the Barcelona crest on their chest, they think that somehow that's going to be enough to get them the win. And this is absolutely shameful because, A, we've already seen what this team is capable of. We've seen that this team, when they play at full intensity, we've seen that they can demolish anyone. They can be an absolute steamroller. So what makes it worse is that this disastrous performance today is, well, by choice. That's all I can think of, because if we know what this team can do, if we know this team can thrash anyone and everyone, whether it be in La Liga or in the Champions League, whether it be big teams, small teams, top of the table, mid-table, bottom table, if we know this team is capable of beating anyone and demolishing anyone, it tells me that this disastrous performance is by choice. And honestly, if you think you're too good to run, if you think that somehow you're just going to get the win, then you don't deserve to be on this squad. The second point why this was bad, because what happened with PSG. And every team can hit a batch. Every team can stumble along the road. Any team can end up losing. Any team could have a bad match. That happens to everyone. That happens to the best. It happens to the worst. It happens to everyone. But it's not whether you stumble. It's not whether you fall. It's not whether you lose. It's how do you react to that loss. And we had an absolute disastrous match against PSG. Not because we lost, but because how the team performed. And today was a measure to see how this team would react. Did they learn their lesson? No. What this team did, they went out there and they repeated the same exact performance against PSG. And this is what makes this loss even double bad. Again, it's not the loss itself. You can lose. Losing is part of the game. You are bound to lose. It happens. You can lose against anyone. Small team, big team, it doesn't matter. It's not about the loss. It's about the fact how they lost. It's about the fact that we know this team is capable of a lot more, but these players are choosing not to. It's the fact that they did an embarrassment, put out an embarrassment performance against PSG, and they go and they repeat the same exact thing today. Because today was nothing short than embarrassing. Today was nothing short than a humiliating performance by these players. These players who, again, do not deserve to wear these colors. Because as a fan of this club, I don't want to see my team being dragged through the fields, through the stadiums like this. And this is what these players did today. Drag that crest through the mud. Drag those colors through the mud. Because these players today showed that they do not deserve to wear the Barcelona kit. And again, this is not about the loss. You can lose any match. Losing is part of the game. It's still early in the season. The season is not over. It's not like with this loss, that's it. We threw away La Liga. Not at all. This was the 8th fixture. There are 30 matches left in this season. We're only 2 points behind Real Madrid. So it's not about the loss. This loss, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really have much effect. We could still win this league. So it's not about the loss. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here disappointed or angry or mad because we lost. Losing is part of the game. It's how we lost. Because today, this team showed that they don't have the hunger, the desire to win anything. And I don't know, it's because they won 3 trophies last season, so now they think that's it. I've won it all. I don't have to try. Because if that's the situation, there's any player on the squad that thinks because they won 3 trophies last season that they're done, they need to leave. Because this is not Athletic Club de Bilbao, right? Athletic Club de Bilbao, they win 1 Copa del Rey every 40 years, and they're happy. They celebrate. Woohoo, we won. This is FC Barcelona. And every season is a new season. And every season, we look to win trophies. We look to win trophies every single season. It doesn't matter if you won the sextuple the season before. This season, it resets. And your goal should be to win another sextuple. In the following season, another sextuple, and another, and another, and another. This is not a club that is satisfied with winning 1 trophy and that's it. You know, like the Xavi fans. Well, Xavi won La Liga in 3 years. Woohoo. No. If you want to be that kind of mediocre fan, go follow a club like Athletic Club. Go follow a club like Valencia, like Villarreal, who win once every decade, maybe 2 decades, and they're happy with that. No, this is a club that aspires to win trophies every single season. If there are any players on the squad who are happy because that's it, they won 3 trophies last season, we're done, then they need to leave. Because what I saw today from this team was absolutely pathetic. And before we start throwing the blame around, this was a team effort. This was a team effort to embarrass the club, the colors, and the crest. Because everybody today was absolutely disappointed. So before we start throwing the blame, everybody was disappointed. Now, as far as the players themselves, I don't even have to say much because you guys all saw it. Szczesny, for those of you who said Szczesny was better than Ter Stegen, do you really still believe that? I'm not blaming the loss on Szczesny, but there's at least 1, maybe 2 goals that he should have stopped. Koundé, what the hell? Are you too good to run? Do you think winning 3 trophies means that's it? Or maybe you just think, oh, they're just Sevilla players. They're not going to be better than me, so I don't even have to try. Ronald Araujo, I think it's time to bid farewell to Araujo. I think Araujo is showing us again that he has no business being on Flick's team. And I wanted to give him some time, some margin. I said, hey, look, last season, most of it, he was injured. When he came back from injury, you know, he wasn't getting regular minutes, so maybe it was that. But today, Araujo, that penalty kick, that was a novice mistake. That's the kind of mistake you expect from someone who's coming up from the Juvenil A and is playing their first match ever with the first team. That penalty kick was absolutely stupid. The Sevilla player was running out of space. The ball was going out. Sevilla player had no angle to shoot. Maybe he could have passed it, but there was Szczesny right behind Araujo ready to get that ball. That penalty kick is unacceptable. A player who's in his prime, who's been playing for this long, cannot be making stupid mistakes like that. And I think it's time for Araujo to go. Cubarsí, not his best match, but I wouldn't say it was a terrible match either. He did what he could. Plus, he was playing out of position. I don't really have much things to say about Kouarsi. Gerard Martin, today, very bad match. Gerard Martin, again, showing that as a sub, sure, good. But as a starter, not it. Frankie de Jong, the reason why I always criticize him, and people get mad at me for criticizing him. Frankie de Jong will give you 10 out of 10 performance when the team is doing great. But when the team is doing bad, when we need someone to step it up and say, I got this, guys. I'm the most veteran here. I'm the one with the most experience here. Frankie's not it. And today, same thing. Pedri at least was trying. But of course, when the rest of the team was completely asleep, what could he do? Ferran Torres. Did any of you see him on the field? Because I didn't. Okay, sure, he stole the ball that led to Barcelona's only goal. But where was he the rest of the match? Ferran, again, showing us time and time again. Sure, he's a great sub, but he does not have the level to be a starter. Dani Olmo, same story. Sure, great sub, does not have the level to be a Barcelona starter. And to think that we spent 55 million on Ferran and 60 million on Olmo, that's 115 million euros on two players. They don't have the level to be Barcelona starters. But yet we spent money on them like they are, or like they have that level to be starters. Robert Lewandowski, complete ghost. Then he does that stupid hop that he insists on taking. Why? Bro, you're 37. You've been playing for so long. Why do you insist on that retarded ass hop? Just pick a side, right or left, and bury that ball. Why that stupid hop? Misses a clear penalty. It's not even saved by the goalie. Straight up miss. And by the way, even if it was on target, I think the Sevilla goalkeeper would have gotten to it because he not only guessed where Lewandowski was shooting, but he actually stretched out pretty far. Rashford, he scored the goal, but he needs to get involved more with the defense. I think Rashford, sure, he has those runs where it looks like he could cause some damage. Every match, there's been a goal involvement in the last 7 matches, either goal or assist, but he needs to help with the defense. Overall, I think the whole team was just terrible. And again, I'm not going to put the blame on one or the other, but this was a team effort to embarrass the club. And that is absolutely unacceptable. This club did not become great just like that on its own. It became great because great people came to this club and did great things. And if these players think that they can just ride on that and that somehow other teams are going to give them the win because the people that came before them did great things, they are highly mistaken. Because that greatness was achieved through sweat, through tears, through blood, through players giving it their all for these colors. And today, these players did not do that. Today, these players were an absolute abomination to Barcelona. And this is why, by the way, I always say I'm not in favor of being a fan of a player or a fan of a coach or a president. Because the club is bigger than all these people. And I'm a fan of FC Barcelona, not of the players. The players, the coaches, the presidents, that they come and go. And if they do great, great, I'll applaud them. But if not, they need to leave. And today, there was a lot of players who deserve to leave. Because all they did was stain that kit that they were wearing. Because what they did today was absolutely unacceptable. Jogging, can't even complete a single pass. Nobody's getting open. So the person who did have the ball couldn't even complete a pass either because there's no one to get open. Everybody's just standing around. The defense not even running. Araujo more concerned with an offside call than actually tracking his defender. Absolutely unacceptable. Anyways, I don't have much more to say. But I really hope that this international break is a good reset for these players. Because what we saw today cannot happen again. What we saw against PSG cannot happen again, and it happened today. And if these players want to aspire to win anything, this is not how you do it. This is not how you do it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Thank you for those of you who joined me during the watch along. I'll probably do a news video later tonight, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Barça.